My religious girlfriend cheated on me right before senior prom, so I got revenge by telling her parents and ruining her chance of going to college. I began dating Lucy in high school, and it started off like a fairy tale. I was a senior with a broken heart, and she was a junior who had never been in a relationship. We were both top of our classes and met during a debate competition. I fell in love with her at first sight. She was serious about small things like making sure her pen didn't go missing, being first to arrive in class and so on, which I found so attractive. She was hesitant when I asked her out because her parents were very religious and didn't want her to date before marriage. However, I met her parents very early on in our relationship and gained their trust. I assured them that I only had pure intentions for their daughter and grew on them quickly. They would invite me over quite frequently to have dinner and would even let me stay over in my girlfriend's room. Now, in the entire time that we were together, we never had intimacy. Her parents sat us down and had the talk with us. They were concerned that their baby girl would end up pregnant and wanted us to wait until marriage. I had plenty of experience before her and was sure that I would take precautions to prevent her from getting pregnant, but I respected her parents' opinion and agreed to wait. Honestly, I love this girl too much and never wanted to make her uncomfortable because I wanted to marry her one day. However, I noticed that she was starting to get a bit distant from me. She would no longer say yes to any date plans and would ask me not to stay over after dinner. But that was around the time that my senior prom was getting closer, so I thought that she was just nervous. I don't blame her because I had this huge thing planned where I was going to ask to take her to prom in the middle of the football field. I had prepared everything and almost went through with it, but out of nowhere she broke up with me over text. It was so surprising that I thought it was a prank at first. But after her breakup text, she was just ghosting me. It was so suspicious that I thought something was wrong, or maybe someone had stolen her phone. I immediately got in my car and sped to her house to make sure that she was safe. She was living in a one-bedroom apartment and had given me a key for it, so I was able to get in easily. I hurriedly rushed to the bedroom, and the scene I saw traumatized me for life. My sweet girlfriend was lying on the chest of another man. I screamed in horror, and they tried to cover their naked bodies. I thought about attacking the guy, but one look at my girlfriend's face stopped me. She was avoiding my eyes and looking guilty. I knew that in there that she was cheating on me. The guy put on some clothes and slowly walked past me, but my eyes never left hers. Tears started falling from my eyes, and I asked her why. Why would you do this? She said that she didn't want to break my heart but had no choice. She had been sleeping with this guy for a while now and wanted to go to prom with him, not me. So she broke up with me before I had a chance to ask her, I said with a shaky voice. But I thought we were going to spend our lives together. She looked sad, but firmly told me that I thought wrong and that she was already over me, so I should also move on. I couldn't take it anymore and just ran out of there crying like a baby. I mean, what could I even do? I still loved her deeply and didn't want to yell at her, but I also didn't want to stand in her presence any longer after what she had done. For some reason, I drove straight to her parents' house. I think my brain wasn't working at the moment. I rang the doorbell and her dad answered the door. I just completely broke down and he hugged me, allowing me to cry on his shoulder. I don't get it. I did exactly as her parents said. I treated her right, like she was my world. So why did she have to betray me like that? I told her dad everything, that she had broken up with me over text, and I had rushed to her house thinking it was an emergency, including the fact that even though I was waiting to have intimacy like they had said, she was having intimacy with another man behind my back. I don't know what I expected. But it certainly wasn't her dad going absolutely ballistic. He was furious at his daughter's actions. First, he comforted me and told me to go home and take a proper rest. Then he drove to my now ex-girlfriend's apartment and brought her back to his own house. Later on, I got several texts from her mother apologizing for their daughter's actions. She informed me that they had failed to raise their daughter with proper morals. As a result, her college application was going to be withdrawn. I was baffled. I never thought they would go this far, but honestly, it felt like karma was on my side. They were sending her to a very strict boarding school, and she would have to repeat her entire high school years before entering college. Apparently, the guy she was sleeping with was older than both of us, so they had decided to not send her to college. Right now, with other older guys, I imagine she threw quite a fit over that. It was her dream to graduate with all her friends, and this was going to ruin her plans. Also, she was no longer going to that dream prom with the other guy. Her dad also called me and asked me how I was doing. He offered to pay a part of my college tuition as an apology, but I refused. I told him that I thought of him as my second family, and that his daughter's actions won't change that. I thanked him for his actions and told him that we should have dinner soon once I have come meet and movied on properly.